Episode 4 is titled The World and the Walls. Quentin wakes up and he's back in the mental hospital. His doctor is concerned. His delusions about attending break bills and having magic are getting worse and worse. He's like, whoa, what's going on? I am attending break bills. When he goes to speak to his doctor, she says, we're really concerned about you. And he tries to use the get out of jail free card of what he used earlier, being like, hey, you can't hold me here. I'm not a danger to myself or others. But that's not true. The court ordered him to be here. He attacked his dad mistakenly thinking he's the Beast, screaming out, the Beast is coming, I need my magic back. And that's why he's locked in the mental clinic now. Going around the facility, there are some familiar faces. Elliot's a fellow patient. Alice is a fellow patient. Penny is an orderly. Julia comes to visit him, saying, hey, I'm concerned about you, and she tells him about her engagement to her fiancé, and how she's been having such a fun time at Yale, and how she wishes he could join her and get better soon. This completely drives Quentin insane. He's like, this can't be real, magic is real. And he goes and performs a little magic fireworks display, but no one appears to see it. But then as Julia goes to leave, she says, I really wish I could have seen the fireworks display. It sounded pretty. Which clues Quentin in that maybe there is something magical going on here, because he never said he was trying to make a fireworks display, so how would she know? Unless there's something going on. This prompts Quentin to try to get real-world Penny's attention by singing Shake It Off during group therapy musical time. Since Penny is an orderly here, he can get the song as an earworm into his brain, and hopefully that'll get real Penny here to try to help him out and figure out what's going on. But before anything can happen with that, Quentin's dad shows up. Quentin is excited to see him because he hasn't seen him in a while, but when he goes to reach out to him, his dad flinches back from him. His dad is also sporting a nasty wound on his head, and Quentin is like, oh my gosh, if this isn't fake, how could I have hurt my own father? And it gets him in a bad mental headspace because hurting his dad is the last thing he'd ever want to do. Luckily, real Penny has shown up because the constant repetition of Taylor Swift has annoyed him enough that he has come here to quiet it down and figure out what's going on. Seeing real Penny here sort of takes Quentin out of his little slump after seeing his dad, and he hurriedly says, hey, you gotta find my real body and you gotta tell somebody what's going on. I'm trapped here. Please help. Penny wakes up, and in the real world, he finds Quentin's body in a closet in the physical kid's house. He's passed out. He alerts the dean to what's going on, and the dean realizes that Quentin is under the effect of the Scarlatti Web, a spell that traps a person in the prison of their own mind that works to psychologically destroy them. The only thing that can save him now is a Maltese, an evil bug spirit that would require letting down the school's wards to let in. With that knowledge, we now know who the culprit is behind this attack on Quentin. It was Marina and Julia. Julia wanted to get some petty revenge on Quentin for all the hurtful things he's been saying to her, and Marina wants the schools to let down their wards so that she can break in. The Maltese gets summoned, and it crawls creepily into Quentin's mouth, but that's only one half of the puzzle. The Maltese only breaks the person out of the prison. They're still left inside their mind. To look at it this way, you're trapped in a prison in the middle of the desert, so even if the Maltese breaks you out of the prison, you still need a guide to get you out of the desert. That guide is Penny. Back inside Quentin's mind, he is on a table and he's just about to receive a lobotomy, and he starts really, freaking out, as understandably as anyone would. Penny comes back into his mind and tells him, hey, you're in charge of this. You don't have to be scared. You can stop this. And that's able to take Quentin out of it, and he stops everything and has more clarity of mind to sort of help himself out of the situation. But Penny isn't able to help guide him out, and instead is kicked out of his mind, leaving Quentin on his own yet again. Marina's entire purpose for breaking into the school is to receive her memories. Marina used to be a student here, but was expelled a few months before graduation and had her memories magically amputated. Julia has a come-to moment where she realizes that, hey, this wasn't just a petty revenge, this is a really dangerous thing that she did to, her childhood best friend, and she runs away and goes and finds the dean and Quentin and says, hey, this is the spell we use, can you help him get out? And the dean tells her, no, we can't. Maybe if you had come here a few hours earlier, but now it's too late. It's up to Quentin to wake up. Back inside Quentin's mind, Jane Chatwin appears yet again for him. She's been reminding him that, hey, the way to get out of this is in the Fillory book, specifically the Madness Maker, as they are in identical situations. They both are people that only play games that they know they can win. The key to breaking free is to stop playing and to start living. With this insight, Quentin is able to free himself and wakes back up. Marina now has her memories back, and she realizes just why the hedges are referred to as the magical delisters, because the magic she thought she knew before getting her memories back is nothing compared to her memories in her time at Breakbills. She goes to leave campus and she teleports Julia to her, not to save her, but to save her own ass. But she tells Julia that, hey, you gave me up, you're cut off, and now Julia is being excommunicated from the hedges. Marina does not tolerate betrayers. After Quentin has recovered, Dean Fogg goes to him and says, hey, why didn't you say anything about Julia having her memories? Quentin is worried, saying, hey, you're not gonna do anything to Julia, and the Dean makes a joke saying, I'm gonna have to kill her, before laughing and saying, no, there's no magical policing. There's no magical police force. Nothing's gonna happen to her. Hedges tend to crash and burn all on their own. Life isn't fair. He doesn't really care what happens to Julia. He's more concerned about what Quentin's gonna do moving forward. Quentin says this is why he needs to be taught, so that he himself can decide what is and isn't for him instead of, being left up to other people's whims.